Lanchester 30 horsepower Tourer 1932. One of only 126 built, this last of George Lanchester's celebrated straight 8 dates from the final year of production. By this time Lanchester had been acquired by the BSA Group, after which all Lanchester badged cars were made by fellow group member Daimler. Lanchester's 30 horsepower car was powered by a 4.4-liter overhead camshaft engine boasting 10 main bearings and twin-plug ignition, the latter supplied with sparks by a BTH magneto and battery coil. The engine went into a 142 inches wheelbase chassis costing a not inconsiderable $1,250, and with a maximum of 82 bhp available at a lowly 2,800 revs, these 30 horsepower cars, when fitted with lightweight bodywork, were capable of close to 90 miles per hour. Other notable features included temperature-controlled radiator shutters and a Clayton Duwandra brake servo. The Lanchester's first owner was a Mrs. Vandemeyer of Bournemouth, Hampshire, and after her ownership it passed to a funeral director's business in Newbury before being bought by the previous owner, a dedicated Lanchester enthusiast, in 1965. The previous owner immediately commenced an extensive restoration, which would take the next 30 years to complete. The rebuild included having the car rebodied as a replica of that built for Nancy Lanchester, George's daughter, using original factory drawings. Although he had completed the bodywork, the previous owner had not driven the car on the road when he sold it in 1994, the engine having recently been rebuilt. The vendor had the car roadworthy in 1995, and that same year participated in the Lanchester Centenary celebrations where it was very much the star. Classic Car Weekly featured the Lanchester on their front cover. The vendor also had the pleasure of driving Betty Mobbs, Frank Lanchester's daughter, during the rally at her request, as his Lanchester was her favorite among those attending. Since acquiring the car, the vendor has made some changes. He has redesigned the windscreen, which improved the look of the car and provided a more secure location for the hood, while a vintage Oster screen has been added to provide some protection for the rear seat passengers. The dashboard was redesigned and some additional instruments fitted, a tapley meter and a water temperature gauge. The dashboard instrument lighting is unique to the Lanchester and relies on a sheet of perspex which acts as a light guide, similar to the way fiber optics work today. Unfortunately, the perspex masks the instrument bezels, which are magnificent. The car was rewired and fitted with some discrete indicators for safe driving in modern traffic, while the headlamps changed to double dipping. The original setup dipped one headlight and turned off the other. The brakes were reconditioned with new shoes and linings, and the silencer outer casing replaced by Franklin's of Northampton. The internal baffles were still in excellent condition. Another unique feature of this car is the spark plug caps used by Lanchester. Very few surviving cars have a complete set. This car did not, necessitating their remanufacturing. The caps are designed to clip onto the plugs, which are fitted with a spherical nut. Several other Lanchester owners were supplied with these plug cap sets. The vendor has used the Lanchester for events and shows both locally and further afield. It is always driven to these events, being well able to cope with the mileage involved. The car has also been used for holidays and tours, letting down its owners only once when the Autovic failed 300 miles from home, a spring costing all of 30p had failed. The recorded mileage of circa 55,000 is believed correct.